little angels of peace are we, loving our neighbors so peacefully. There's really no harm if we do not disarm, for we're always in close harmony.
This is a fairly volatile situation, and it is in response not to United States policy, not to, obviously, the administration, not to the American people. It is in response to a video, a film, that we have judged to be reprehensible and disgusting, that in no way justifies any violent reaction to it. But this is not a case of protests directed at the United States writ large or at U.S. policy. This is in response to a video that is offensive and to Muslims.
Four little angels of peace are we. There is one thing on which we agree. With foe or with friend we will fight to the end, just for peace, peace, peace.
This has been a difficult week for the State Department and for our country. We've seen the heavy assault on our post in Benghazi that took the lives of those brave men. We've seen rage and violence directed at American embassies over an awful internet video that we had nothing to do with.
Four little angels of peace are we, living together so blissfully. Oh, we never fight unless we're in the right, but we're always in the right, you see.
What our assessment is as of the present is in fact what it began spontaneously in Benghazi as a reaction to what had transpired some hours earlier in Cairo, where of course, as you know, there was a violent protest outside of our embassy sparked by this hateful video. But soon after that spontaneous protest began outside of our consulate in Benghazi, we believe that it looks like extremist elements, individuals joined in that effort. What sparked the recent violence was the airing on the internet of a very hateful, very offensive video. This is a response to a hateful and offensive video. This is a spontaneous reaction to a video. What happened in Benghazi was, in fact, initially a spontaneous reaction to what had just transpired hours before in Cairo, almost a copycat of the demonstrations against our facility in Cairo, which were prompted, of course, by the video. Let's put this in perspective. As I said, this is a response to a very offensive video. In fact, what this began as was a spontaneous, not a premeditated, response to what had transpired in Cairo. In Cairo, as you know, a few hours earlier, there was a violent protest that was undertaken in reaction to this very offensive video that was disseminated. We believe that folks in Benghazi, a small number of people came to the embassy or to the consulate rather, to replicate the sort of challenge that was posed in Cairo. What happened this week in Cairo, in Benghazi, and many other parts of the region
Tunisia, Khartoum,
was a direct result of a heinous and offensive video that was widely disseminated, that the U.S. government had nothing to do with, which we have made clear is reprehensible and disgusting.
Four little angels of peace are we, reeking with odor of sanctity. Though we slaughter the meek, we confer every week, and we talk it over peacefully.
On 9/11 of this past year, our embassy was attacked there, and we lost 4 people, including the ambassador. And it was reported that people just went crazy and wild because of this anti-Muslim movie, or anti-Muhammad, I guess, movie.
Well, we're still doing an investigation. There's no doubt that the kind of weapons that were used, the ongoing assault, that it wasn't just a mob action.
Here's what happened. You had a video that was released by somebody who lives here, sort of a shadowy character, who is an extremely offensive video directed at Muhammad and Islam.
Making fun of the Prophet Muhammad.
Making fun of the Prophet Muhammad. And so this caused great offense in much of the Muslim world. But what also happened was extremists and terrorists used this as an excuse to attack a variety of our embassies, including the consulate in Libya. And as offensive as this video was, and obviously we've denounced it, and the United States government had nothing to do with it. It was a crude and disgusting video, sparked outrage throughout the Muslim world. Now, I have made it clear that the United States government had nothing to do with this video. I know there are some who ask, why don't we just ban such a video? And the answer is enshrined in our laws. Our Constitution protects the right to practice free speech.
Four little angels of peace are we. There is one thing on which we agree. With shot and with shell we give each other hell just for peace, peace, peace.
Okay, so the guy behind that anti-Muhammad film was sentenced to a year in jail for violating probation. It's obvious, however, that if it wasn't for the president pushing the ludicrous premise that his unseen movie caused atrocity, the guy would be free. And yet the press still blames the film, or rather free expression, to protect the president. But after weeks of pushing a lie, and now that the election's over, maybe it's time to man up. It was planned terror. There was no spontaneous reaction to a film. So, Mr. President, pardon the guy. Pardon Mark Basili Youssef. You wrongly blamed him, and that's why he's in jail. Sure, he violated parole. We all do that. But we now know, thanks to Hillary, you're going to lock him up anyway. Who knows? Youssef may have a defamation claim against Susan Rice and the newspapers that perpetuated that baloney, especially the ones that continue to, now that we know the video didn't cause the attack. Rice would have some defenses, but the truth ain't one of them. You got to say, Mr. Obama, being the first president to jail a citizen for art, it's the opposite of cool.
As you know, the ambassador in Benghazi was killed, along with a couple of security agents who happened to be CIA security paramilitary forces. The ground forces there at the CIA annex, which is different from the consulate, were requesting reinforcements. They were requesting it's called the Sinks in Extremis Force. A group of Delta Force operators are most talented guys we have in the military. They could have come and reinforced the consulate and the CIA annex that were under attack. Now, I don't know if a lot of you have heard this, but the CIA annex had actually had taken a couple of Libyan militia members prisoner, and they think that the attack on the consulate was an effort to try to get these prisoners back.
Four little angels of peace